Well, fall is in full swing here in the nation's capital, which actually kind of sucks, but how quickly it came upon us is what sucks the most. For the first part of this week, the temperatures were in the 30s, with Humidex values in the 40s. And although I'm not really a big fan of the heat when it gets that high, I'm equally not a big fan of the cold when it drops as low as it has. It is now, I think right now, it is in the low teens, if even that, outside. So, quite the drop. All thanks to a cold front that moved through. Now it's pretty much fall weather. So I took the opportunity to turn some of the fans down, so there's a lot less fan noise. I turned the box fan off. I'll probably turn it back on, though, just to circulate some air around here. And of course there's this one. Turned off one of the cooling fans there, because I don't really need all of them. Just the one that blows on the big, or I guess it's not big, it's the 300 gigabyte Western Digital drive, the Velociraptor that gets hot, has a fan blowing on it, and all of that. Let's see, all of the studio changes are in full swing. Probably make a video about that here very shortly, but that really isn't the point of this video. We're going to be having a look at this HP Pavilion 3260. It's been upgraded a little bit. You can see a Sony DVD-RW drive. That's a dual-layer burner. Holy crap. Anyway, this thing's going to be getting a couple other upgrades, or actually rather downgrades. This thing has got a BIOS limitation of 8.4 gigabytes on the hard drive. I'm not really sure how, but Windows XP is booting fine without disk overlay software from a 13.6 gigabyte drive on it. I don't know, maybe the BIOS supports the drives, but just doesn't list the whole capacity. I've never seen that before, or if I did, I can't really remember anything that would do that, but I don't know. Almost certainly, though, for what I'm going to do with this, which is, at least for now, a Windows 95 box, I'm going to have to install a drive that is smaller in capacity, so I picked one out. I'm not sure if it works. I have a spare sitting back there just in case this one does not. I think the cool thing about this is that it was made 3 days after I was born, which I think is really, really neat. And even if it doesn't work, I'll definitely hang on to it, if only for that. This thing's also got 256 megabytes of memory installed, to the best of my knowledge, and that's a little bit much for Windows 95. So I'm probably going to drop the amount of system memory that's installed in this, just so I can have the larger capacity modules for some other project. But I gotta stop yakking and start working on this, because I've been threatening to do this since I got home from work. The time on the camcorder is actually wrong. It's about 8 minutes ahead. I'm not sure how it got so fast, but anyway, it's been a couple hours, and I'm only just getting around to it now. So I'm gonna get out the tripod, and we'll have some work on this. Alright, if there's any wind noise on this video, I do apologize. I've got a camera. I've got a fan over here circulating air. I've just moved it out of the way of the camera's microphone, so you shouldn't hear it now, but if you still do, well, I apologize. I'm going to leave it on, because if I don't, it gets bloody hot over here in this area of the room, and I don't really like that. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this around so you can actually see it. Get my screwdriver, and we'll take out 3 chassis screws. This is the machine that I was told took a great plunge from the top shelf of Ross ACB's closet when he was going through these. So it's really rather amazing that the hard drive that's installed in it actually even works. But it does. The system works fine, as you saw in the previous video of this machine, which I haven't even edited yet because I'm lazy. So pull off the top panel, which comes off rather nicely. It doesn't go on nicely, but it comes off nicely to reveal the magic within. If Ross is watching this video, I would appreciate Actually, hold on a minute. It says right on the board right there. Looks like an ATI TV capture card. So, anyway, we're going to get this hard drive out of here, which unfortunately has got screws in all 4 posts. Although this isn't actually really that difficult to remove. All you have to do is unplug the connections that are going to the drive, which we'll do first and foremost. So I might have to reuse these jumpers. I don't know if there are any jumpers on my second choice drive. I know that I don't know if I can pull this out. I think this is a little too tight. So we'll pull the hard drive out. There's 2 screws on the front here, and then there's one on the back. Okay, that one's being stubborn, doesn't want to come out. There we go. Pays to have a magnetic screwdriver when you're working on computers like this, even though a lot of people contest that and say that it's not good for the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this cable out now, if I can. There we go. Get that out of there. And then there are 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to remove those. I'm actually going to do that off camera because it's not really that interesting. And I'll come back once the new drive is installed in the drive cage. Okay, and the new drive is in place. So I'm going to put the screws back. Alright. So, here's that. I know a lot of people probably would have liked to see me do the entire process from start to finish, but to be quite frank about it, I don't really think that it's beneficial, because it's standard stuff, and you've all seen all of that before, and this is only the 30-minute tape, of which 11 seconds on it's already bad. So, I just realized I forgot to go through my collection of RAM to see what I had, because like I said, 256 megs is really not necessary for Windows 95, so let me do that. Okay, I found a module here, made by Hyundai. I don't think it's the same Hyundai that's in the automobile business, but you never know. I don't think I managed to get this. No, I did not. Okay, so we'll pull that out. Oh, this has 384 megs of memory installed in it. Huh. It's SD RAM, so it's not really going to matter if I have matched memory modules in both slots. There's only one memory channel anyway. And I don't believe it matters what slots these are, but I could be mistaken. I'm probably blocking the camera with my big fist right now, my big elbow. I can't tell which one's slot 1, so I'm just going to put it into one of the slots and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll have to pull it out, put it in the other one, and if it still doesn't work, I'll have to put in another memory. This could not work, because I know it's PC100 and not PC133. So this could not be very enthralled with that. But I'm going to cable this all up, and we'll go ahead and give it a test. Okay, I got a monitor hooked up. And it's on digital for some reason. It should be on analog. Anyway. Yeah, it's because there's no signal. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to flick the switch on this. See if it comes on immediately. And it does. On comes the hard drive. There we go. F1 to enter setup. It is actually posting. 64 megs of RAM. And it does not see the hard drive. Oh. Now the drive initialized. Okay, I think this is going to take a little bit of doing. I might have to set it to cable select. So I know some machines were a little picky about that. Let me do that. Yep, there we go. 854 megabytes. It's about correct. It's an 850 megabyte hard drive. Wonder if there's an updated BIOS for this thing. Let's check. Everything should be okay. Doesn't support DMA on the hard drive channel. It's kind of sucky. Oops. Everything else should be set fine. In here. So we'll just go ahead, exit save changes, see what it starts up into, because I'm genuinely curious. Get a beep. Missing operating system is what that says up there. Looks a little corrupted. So let's see. I wonder if it'll actually boot my CD-ROM. If I can figure out where to put it. If this optical drive even works. Come on. Come on, you piece of junk. Ah, the old press and bang tactic. Works every time. Now I won't be able to get that out of there. So we'll see. Control-Delete. This thing does not have a boot order. I'll have to check on that. It is reading the disk at least. Yeah, it's okay. So it should boot from the CD-ROM if that CD-ROM is even bootable. If not, I'll have to get my boot floppy, which is right here, so it's not a big deal. Hope you can read what's on the screen. It is booting. The CD-ROM is in the drive. Wow, you piece of crap. Guess I can't find format.com. Let me go find my Windows 95 boot disk. I think we got a problem here. Something tells me that doesn't quite work. Oh, I should have known that was going to happen. Oh, well, it's doing something. Yeah, this drive is junk. Apparently that just put it into a standby mode. Interesting. Now the hard drive is not recovering from that. Alright, let me put the other drive in. Yeah, it's not really happy. I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's pretty loud, though. You know, I really miss the days when hard drives actually made sound. Now, of course, we could certainly do without that noisy bearing sound. I hate that noise, but I miss the days when a hard drive, you could actually hear the head stack and you could hear the drive thinking. I almost wonder if this is going to actually be able to get through the format. I don't think so. Yeah, it's only at 14%. Forget that garbage. Okay, drive 2's installed. Much bigger capacity too, at 6.4 gigabytes, where the other one was only 850 megs. Here's the power switch. Turn it on. It actually does come on. There we go, DTTA 350 640. It's booting to the floppy, which ought to go well. Start Windows 90. Yeah, this is a Windows 98 boot floppy. This is the one I could find. I hope it'll actually work. Installing all this crap. It's gonna take forever. Once again, I hope you can actually read what's on the display. I can't really tell, and my diopter adjustment's broken, so definitely can't tell. Heh. What drive is this? D. Setup files are here, so we'll just run setup. Okay. No, let's not do that. F-disk. Yes. No partitions are set active. We'll go for 4. Okay. Set active partition. Partition 1. It should be active. And it is. Alright, so we'll get out of F-disk. We'll format the C. Actually, is the C drive even detected? Yes. There's nothing on the C drive. Okay, so we'll just Control-Alt-Delete out of that. And I'll eject the floppy. Shouldn't have to boot from it. Should be okay. Boot from the CD-ROM. Not entirely sure why it wasn't working before. Format this drive. Oh yeah, sure, why not, eh? And that's going to format. Which is going better than it was before with the other one. But that is going to take forever. Good lord. Now, if all hard drives made spindle motor noise like that, I'd be able to tolerate them. It's the whiny bearings that I just can't tolerate. The suspense is killing me. Of course! Of course it did. What is wrong with computers? I buy that about as far as I can throw Microsoft's headquarters. So finally, we get to this point, after some formatting rigmarole. What a mess. There's nothing wrong with the drive, it's just that Windows 95 doesn't want to format it. Don't get me wrong, I really do like Windows 95 more than I like Windows 98, but both of them are really, really, really quirky. Okay, let's see here. Let's try and get this so you can actually see what's going on. At least it sees the mouse. Okay, software license agreement. Yes, I agree. It's going to ask me for a CD key in a second, I bet. Installed a C Windows. Shouldn't find any installed components. I've formatted the disk like 6 times already. We'll go for a custom install since I'm going to be keeping it on the machine. Oh, good God. Now I gotta find a certificate of authenticity. Hopefully I have one lying around. That wasn't too bad. Alright, do I want to look for all hardware devices? Yes. Yes, I do. I have both of those. So we'll see if it actually finds drivers for them. It's an ATI. I don't know exactly what it is. I can probably look. It's probably got some kind of identifying information on it. What I don't know would be... It's an ISA card. This is probably going to take forever. Okay, accessibility options. I don't think I need those. I'm not going to bother with any of that stuff. This stuff. I don't need briefcases. What's desktop management? I'll probably just ignore that. The desktop wallpapers I would like to have. The games I would like to have. I'll never use imaging. I'll have the mouse pointers. Screensavers. Let's just install all the screensavers. What's the details? Okay. All the screensavers, all at the same time. We'll install these two things as well. Maybe we'll install the Windows 95 Tour, because I might take a look at that in a video. Because some of the stuff is actually kind of cool. As for this, I don't need that. I will keep Hyperterminal on here just in case I do, in fact, want to transfer something over serial. Or S232, disk tools, get out of here. Let's see, backup, defrag. I'll never use the disk compression tools. I mean, it's a 6.4 gigabyte drive. Defragment is probably a good thing to have, though. Multimedia. Let's install all the things. Since I got a huge hard drive, it really isn't going to matter. There we go. So that's it. There's our installation. Oops. Alright. I don't know what it's doing. The following network components will be installed. Adapter. I wonder what card that is. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. Apparently it's got onboard ATI VGA Wonder graphics. That's interesting. Wonder if I can call that something. No, they don't have HP in there. Alright, all of that's fine. It does support APM, it looks like. Maybe I'll just turn that off. Yeah, we'll just turn that off. Even though it is soft power, I don't want to mess with that stuff. We could change that to the program manager if we really wanted to, but I'm not going to. Startup disk. No, I don't want a startup disk. Now it is going to copy files, and it'll probably fail because my life is a comedy. This has taken long enough already. Alright, finish. I took the disk out of the floppy drive. Alright, click on OK to reboot your computer, which is what I just did. Alright. See if it boots from the hard drive. Beep. Oh, it does. Alright, so we'll put that disk back in there because otherwise it'll have a problem. Getting ready to run Windows 95 for the first time. Now, it sure takes a long time to get ready. The computer that the monitor is sitting on top of is going to be my next project, and I don't think you can really see. I don't think you can really see it down there in the GX110. That's going to be an NT4 box, I have decided, because that's what the machines at work were running. At my elementary school where these were. No idea where work came from. Okay. Browse. Well then. It is not seeing the CD-ROM drive. That's great. Lovely! Good job, Windows! So what do I do now? Make a whole bunch of Windows floppies? I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Would you look at this? It actually seems to have worked. Somewhat. Except for time zone, which is wrong. I'm not sure why it keeps thinking that we're in Pacific time. Let's make sure that's correct, which it's not. It is 11:54. Actually, it's 11:55 now. What's the seconds counter on that say? I'm going to set it to 30. And we'll apply it now, so at least it'll be somewhat accurate. Alright, push OK, reboot again. Eject the CD-ROM, that way it doesn't try and boot from that. Because when it tries to boot from the CD-ROM, it gives me a fit. There we go, Microsoft Internet Explorer. I was going to say, this is supposed to be 95 OSR2, and yet the first boot splash was not the OSR2 boot splash. Alright, here we go with setup again. Now is when it's going to fail. It's probably going to try and copy files, or maybe not. Maybe it's just going to work. Look at that. Welcome to Windows 95, it says. You know, I wonder, I should install the PC speaker sound driver on this thing. I have it. I wonder if it'd work on 95. Let's see what kind of drivers we're missing on the machine. Sound driver is not working. It has a sound blaster in it? Wait a minute, it's got a sound... Oh yeah, it does have a sound driver. It does have a sound card in it. It's got the, alright, display adapters. ATI Turbo PCI, Mach 64. It said that it was a VGA Wonder. Huh. Well, it does detect all the drives, though. Everything there is fine. So let's see what kind of resolutions we have. Oh, wow. Look at that. 1152 by 864 is the maximum resolution. Something tells me that won't work on this monitor. You have not specified... Sure, let's specify a monitor then. Plug and play monitor. That's what it is. And it wants me to reboot the computer. Windows is now restarting. Yeah, this is probably going to take up the entire... No, the camera did not like that. There we go. It did actually work. We're in 256 color mode now. Now let's try and bring the resolution up. Yeah, the panel does not appreciate that. Although it says it supports 1280 by 1024, so I have no idea what the problem is there. What a piece of junk. Whatever, who cares? Wonder if I can bring that up to true color. No, I'm limited to true color at 640 by 480. I don't want that. At least this works. Like a lot of other things. But I'm pretty sure I did not want any of that to be installed. Oh well. What version of Internet Explorer is this running? Get connected! Yeah, I want to exit the wizard. I don't care. I'm going to have to figure out what kind of cards are installed in this, but I think for now that's pretty much good enough for a video. So, on that note, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then, what an effort that took. And it does in fact support APM. Look at that. One other thing that I forgot to note, that I did not note in the original video, the power supply, I don't believe, has a cooling fan, which I think is rather interesting. It's all open, and I guess it relies on the fan over there in order to supply the cooling. Unless there's a cooling fan on the back that I don't notice, but I don't think there was. So that was rather interesting.